small statistics on Canada. So studying in Canada for the past couple of years have really, gained a lot of popularity, and I'm sure Anjali and Victoria agree with me on that. I mean, I'm seeing that every second student that comes into me is looking at Canada as a study destination. And these are some of the statistics that I got from Google, which shows that there has been a 127% increase in the number of students applying, Indian students applying between 2016 to 2018. And in 2019, the number of new study permits given, 35% of it were for the Indian citizens. So that's like a huge, huge number, huge rise in number of students going from India to Canada. Why? Couple of reasons, I think, why Canada suddenly becomes so popular. I mean, it was, but typically, as Indians, when we think about studying in the West, US used to be the country that we would think about. Now that has shifted. Couple of reasons, like I said. Of course, Canada has world-ranked universities. There's no doubt about that. There's a great flexibility in the programs that are available. So what do I mean by that? You would find programs which are associate degrees. You would find undergrad diplomas. You would find bachelor's degrees. You would find master's degree. You'd find graduate certificate programs. You'd find PhD. So there's such a range of programs that are available for you that you can choose from. When it comes to budgets, it's definitely more pocket friendly as compared to the US. Lastly, second last, the stay back option. That's something most people want to look at when they are going abroad to study. And Canada, being a young country, is extremely welcoming to the students coming in. And I think the COVID has been a huge proof of that. Am I correct, Victoria?
Yeah,
and
yeah. Yeah.
The support that the Canadian government has given the international students is immense. It's huge. Not only that, and then again, when you finish your education, the stay back option, the visa that you get, and then the PR is so seamless. So that's one of the reasons. And largely, it's a large Indian community. So on this, I can share a very, something that actually happened this afternoon. I had a family that came into me and we were talking about applications for 2021, and we're talking about the Canadian universities, and they are North Indians. So the dad actually said that, we are more comfortable because there's a large Indian community there. And I totally agree with that. In 2001, when I moved to Canada, I remember I would drive for miles to find an Indian grocery store. But now every second block has an Indian grocery store. And you will find even things that you probably don't get in the Indian market. So it's fantastic. So, the comfort as a parent, knowing that your child is in a place where, culturally, the background is available. So that's some of the things I want to share with you. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. And I'm going to actually, invite Anjali to take over and talk a little bit about Huron, share some information on that with us, please.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to give you the thing for sharing your screen, Anjali. So I think you've got the prompt.
Yes. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So let me just go on to this. So hi, everybody. Thank you for joining in. My name, as Anita introduced me, is Anjali. I'm the International Recruitment Specialist from Huron at Western University. We are located in a city called London. There's a second London in the world, yes, and it's in Canada. So if you ever decide to come and study at Huron, make sure that you get your tickets right. You're not going to UK London, you're coming to Canada London. So we are about, as I mentioned, about 1.5 hour driving distance from Toronto. As the first slide suggests, that we are leaders with heart. So Huron essentially believes that there is a leader in every student. One needs to just simply discover it. But what is missing in the world today is empathy. So when you're going to be developing, the personality of students, in future and you're trying to make them leaders in the field you enter, you need to ensure that they have empathy, perceptiveness, and a whole lot of skills which are presently, some people call it 21st century skills, some people call it, I call it essential skills, some people call it soft skills. And this is what we need to, imbibe in the future generation. I think the present elections in past 2 days, everybody's watched very closely is, example of what really is missing and what we really need to bring on the board when we're teaching our future generation. Anita already spoke about why Canada. I just need to talk about, Canada is one of the most educated country in the world. If you go by data, 99.3% of Canadians are educated. That speaks volumes about the kind of investment the government has made in the education industry. And of course, I would also like to talk about diversity, because in today's world, when we're looking around where everything is inward looking, I think Canada is one country which is still very welcoming as far as immigration is concerned, and of course, etc. Whenever I travel to Canada, as rightly again pointed out by Anita, nobody kind of presumes that I'm not a Canadian. They think that I'm a Canadian with an Indian heritage, and that is very, very reassuring, because they won't come and ask you which country you're from. They kind of presume it. More importantly, since Huron is located in Ontario province, couple of things that I wanted to point out about Ontario province. So there are about 65 plus universities in Canada, and Ontario province has 21 of these universities, in the province. Again, because it's a federal subject, you need to understand the kind of investment the Ontario government makes towards education. It's very safe and welcoming. 48% of Canadians, international students, actually were in Ontario. You do want a return on your investment. You are looking for jobs, because you're getting a good education. You obviously expect that there are going to be jobs available. Ontario economy alone is responsible for almost 38.6% of Canada's GDP. That again means that economy is flourishing, and of course a lot of jobs. Education, as I mentioned before, because 21 universities are located in Ontario, it's a clear indicator of how well established and developed the province is. More importantly, it's also known as Canada's financial engine. So within 2-hour radius where Huron lies, you will find almost 14 plants of the largest vehicle manufacturers. Whether you talk about information and technology, so Toronto, Ottawa, Waterloo is known as the technology triangle, or is considered now the new Silicon Valley. And of course, you will find everything from forestry, journalism, art, and culture in the province itself. This is a map of Western University. So Huron is the founding institution of Western University. All students who are Huron students are Western University students. Your degree is from Western University, which is among the top 8 universities of Canada. It's a very highly research-based university. So Huron is right in the middle of the campus. We call it the heart of Western, and that's why I think the red color kind of pops up. But all Huron students can take up to 40% of their courses if it is not offered at Huron at Western campus. So Western campus is known as the main campus, but all facilities of Western are equally shared with the Huron students. You're really getting best of both worlds. What is distinct about Huron per se is that we are primarily a business and liberal arts focused institution. That's our forte. But you can combine these degrees with any of the sciences except engineering. You can combine this degree with any of the other 400 programs which are offered by Western University. And Western University's campus is just like 50-meter walk. You don't even have to step out. There's a tunnel that connects the two. I know some people find it very weird when I talk about the tunnel, but believe me, in Canada, you will appreciate the fact that it is connected like that, especially in winters. So a lot of our students combine economics with computer science, psychology with biology. We have a couple of unique programs. One I need to highlight is, of course, governance, leadership, and ethics. We are the only university in Canada which is offering this particular program. It's a capstone program, and in your 4th year, you have the freedom to do research in any subject or any topic that you like. We are intentionally a small school, so while Western University is a very large university, Huron campus has intentionally remained small. So I do not admit more than 1,300 students from across the globe. We've intentionally maintained the smaller class size. Maximum is 30 to 35 students. The idea behind that is that we do not want to grow bigger than this, because analysis shows that university lectures of huge class sizes of 200 to 1,000 students is really an ineffective way of learning. Our idea is that you should be able to connect with your professors. Your professors should know you by name, and you're not just a student number, to be quoted. So intentionally small class sizes, offering elite undergraduate education. All our professors are PhD professors, so you will not be taught by a teacher's assistant or a PhD student. All our programs have experiential learning inbuilt into it, so you're not just learning in the class, but you're learning outside the class also. A simple example is, if you're a student of political science or economics or business, you will be traveling abroad to learn about the business skills. A lot of our students travel to Washington and work very closely, not just with industry people, but also with government, to learn about American business skills. If you are a student of political science and you've taken a class in genocide, you will be traveling to Rwanda, Africa at the end of the session to work very closely with UN officials. And of course, a lot of other examples that I could give. Couple of things that we boast of. Western is home to the Ivy Business School. Ivy Business School has been ranked as the #1 business school by Bloomberg Business Week. This is primarily the program that they offer is called the Honors Business Administration program. There is no direct entry into the business program right after high school. You have to do 2 years either at Huron or the Western main campus. The employment report, if you check, and these figures are slightly a year old. So 96% of those who graduate from Ivy get a job within 3 months of graduating, and the average starting salaries of the latest report says is 73,000 Canadian dollars, and this is like an undergraduate degree that I'm talking about. Ivy, after Howard, is the largest producer of business cases. So when you're going to be studying in Ivy class, it's not a very typical lecture method. You will be solving business cases every single day. So you get a very hands-on experience as well as learning. The other is that in Ontario province and the second in Canada, Huron has partnership with Harvard Business School. Harvard saves 20 seats for Huron students every year. So irrespective of the program that you're studying, you do have the opportunity to do 1 semester with Harvard. The program is called Credentials of Readiness, and it has three courses in it. Once you complete it, you get a certification from Harvard also. We offer guaranteed paid internship in every single program. Irrespective of the program that you are in, it is 100% offered to every single student. And some of the companies that are listed here where our students have been working, and this is not just within the city of London or Canada, you could do internship abroad also. There are 4 types of internships that we offer. One is a career internship, which can be off and on campus. It's a not for credit internship and can actually begin from year 1 itself. We have had a student who started his internship 72 hours after landing in Canada. So that's how early. Most of our internships for international students is on campus, so that we can save them from traveling or looking outside. 2 internships that I would want to talk about. One is Propel internship, entrepreneurial internship. This is an internship that you will do wherein you present a business proposal. So if you're into startups, you present a business proposal. The university will provide you seed funding of up to 3,000 Canadian dollars. There is professional mentorship, not just from your professor, but also from industry people. We will provide you with office space. And if you wish to register your business in future, we will also provide you with the legal team. And some of the alumni of Huron, I do not know whether you've heard of companies called Evernote or Wealthsimple, have actually been started by Huron graduates. Wealthsimple is one of the multi-billion-dollar fintech 100 companies of the world. The other is research internship. Now, research internships also begins from year one itself, and especially so for students who are looking at psychology as a program. We offer students the opportunity to start internship from year one, and by the time you graduate, you might have published up to 6 research papers. Taylor Boyd, the lady here, recently got accepted in an MSc program at Harvard because she had published 6 research papers by the time she graduated from her undergraduate program. And that is kind of unheard of, where you could publish these research papers. And we also give you a fellowship grant. She traveled to Norway for a year to complete her research there. So the university supports that. Basically, at Huron, it is all about you. A lot of hand holding that students require when they're traveling abroad. We want you to succeed in your journey. So whether it is academic advising or library and learning services, we provide you support at every single step. So it's not just about success of few students. For us, it is about success of every single student, that is there at Huron, which is why a CV of a student coming from Huron kind of stands out than just getting a simple university education, because besides the fact that you're getting good university, there are no bad choices in Canada. All universities are good universities. You need to find out what is your right fit, but it's your experiences at the university which will help you get good jobs later. Our graduates, sorry about my dog barking, perils of working from home. But Huron graduates have gone on to some great schools later, and data that we've collected over past 10 years suggests that 2 out of 3 Huron alumni have reached the highest level of their organization or business. In fact, the top 3 companies of Canada all have Huron graduates as in leadership positions. Some of the companies where our students are presently employed, I also want to bring to the attention, it's a myth that if you are not a technical student or you're not a science student, you can't get into technical companies. So head of industry at Google in New York is a Huron graduate. He studied BA economics at Huron. Managing director of Twitter Canada is a Huron graduate. We have students working in the United Nations. I mean, every field that you see, we have students, of course, working. But it's not all academic. It's a lot of play too. So when we say hand holding, we will pick you up from Toronto Airport. We will bring you and settle you in residence. All international students are called 1 week prior to the Canadians coming in. The idea is that you should settle before the rest of the students start coming in. And of course, we boast of a huge recreation center which has an Olympic-sized swimming pool and of course cardio machines if you like that. What will get you in very quickly is students who are looking at studying at Huron. If you're an IB student, we do require a minimum of 30 points. If you are studying A levels, we do require a minimum grade of B in all the subjects. If you're studying in the national curriculum, we are looking at 82%. And here is something that again I want to point out is that Huron has some of the highest entrance average of admitted students. So you are sitting among people who are very academically oriented. Fee structure ranges between 36 to 48 depending on the program that you're going to get in, but we offer some of the most generous scholarships across Canada. Automatic scholarship, for which you do not need another supplementary application, is anything between 4,000 to 60,000 Canadian dollars over 4 years, which means up to 15,000 every year. The big one is the International Presidential Scholarship of 100,000 Canadian dollars. There is a separate application for it, and of course, a different, you do require high academics and, of course, an extensive co-curricular. We do require nomination from the school also for it. We give out 10 of those across the globe every year, and it is a very pride, fact that 3 students from India have been receiving it for past 2 consecutive years. I don't see a reason why the 4th one can also, or the 5th one can also not come from. I just want to leave you with a thought here. A lot of discussion has been done on why liberal arts education, and if you do get time to read a report by Royal Bank of Canada called Humans Wanted, when they did assessment of about 20,000 skills, most of it, what it came out, where employers preferred students who had liberal arts skills. And these liberal arts skills, just for a brief discussion, I put it as 3 main skills: social intelligence, creative intelligence, and demand for competencies. I think more than any other year, this year proved the fact that people need to be adaptable. They need to find innovative solutions to complex problems. Nobody knew we will be under lockdown the first time, and now we are seeing a second lockdown again across the world. That you need to have solutions for complex problems. You need to have empathy, negotiation, power of negotiation, persuasions. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, this is my email ID and my WhatsApp number. You're most welcome to connect with me, and I shall end here and stop sharing.
Thank you so much, Anjali. In fact, you give the fun fact about the Harvard Business School. I was saving that, to actually talk about. So I have a little fun fact for each university that's online today. I was watching Young Sheldon yesterday, so he's a valedictorian, and he has this fun fact that he shares with the principal. So I said, hey, I also need to do a fun fact about each university. So I had the Harvard one saved for Huron.
Okay.
McMaster, I have the one about the Albert Einstein's brain. 1/5 of his brain is actually in the science lab over there. I mean, when I looked it up, I was so taken aback by that.
Oh.
Yeah, I know there's a piece of it that they continue to study. So it's when I first started as an employee, we did a new employee tour, and that was actually one of the things they pointed out, just so everyone knew about it.
Yeah, I was so surprised when I read that, because I mean, Albert Einstein is, I talk about him when I do counseling, because he's, a left brain person. So I always, he's somebody I always talk about. And with Guelph University, Yamini, hi, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you all.
Finally, yeah. So for Guelph University, my fun fact was that the best food, according to the statistics, is provided by Guelph University.
Yeah.
So they have most awesome foods available. And I know because my son's gone back day before yesterday, and he's quarantined on the university campus. And yesterday I called him and I said, hey babe, do you have food? And he said, my God, I have so much of food that the university has provided me, but I don't know what to do with it. So for any who's a foodie, University of Guelph is the place to be in. So every university has it. So like Anjali, you said, you've got to find the university that's right for you. Food, or it's science, or it's a business school, the students will find their place.
A lot of parents always ask, which is the best university? I said, in Canada, can never be any bad choice. If you've chosen Canada, you've chosen the country to be in. Just find yourself a right fit. Don't get into your pressure. If my friend is going there, so I have to go there. Maybe that's the best fit for your friend, but maybe there's something else that you're looking for. So research, talk to the representative. You'll get to know, what is your right fit.
Absolutely, so agree with you on that. Every student has a different fit. It could be the same marks, but the personality could differ. So it so depends on that. Victoria, I have named you the next presenter because we're still waiting for Yamini, so the floor is all yours.
Perfect. So I'm going to share my screen. Just let me know when you can see it. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I'm with McMaster University in the DeGroote School of Business. So I've worked at McMaster for about 4 years now. Prior to that, I worked with actually quite a few of our community partners. And then I moved into higher education because I was a lot more passionate about that than what I was doing before. So just before I get started and a little bit of more information about McMaster and DeGroote, we actually have a month of open houses right now. So I've included the dates for all of our open houses. We're calling it a month at Mac. So each faculty gets a week where they're able to highlight their program. We have student panels, we have workshops, we have presentations, and we have one-on-one chats with students, staff, and faculty. So this is the last day for science, so not the best time for that. Next week is the DeGroote School of Business, then it's the Faculty of Engineering, and then Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences share a week, and then we end with the Faculty of Health Sciences. So if you log on to this website afterwards or at any time, you'll get a schedule for each faculty. Whoever faculty is showcased will be at the top of the website, and then you can go in and book chats. So sometimes the best way to see if the school is a good fit, and right now when you can't visit the campus, is checking out some of our virtual tours. So each week, each faculty will have their own virtual tours. So it's a good way to see what the campus is like. We have live guides that'll walk you through it. Talk to students, because sometimes a good way to see if it's the right fit is to talk to students like yourself. So I encourage you to go to this if you have the time. The different faculties have things offered at different times. So the times that you'll see are Canadian times, but they will be also things offered in your time zone that works. So there might not be anything at this time of day because it's a little early for us, but we will have things hopefully that fit your time zone. And if not, just email the faculties directly. So a little bit about McMaster. If anyone doesn't, you probably don't know, you may not have heard of it before. We're located in Hamilton, which is the 3rd largest city in Ontario. And we included a map just so you can get kind of a context of where we are. So we're about 45 minutes from Toronto, and then it's only about an hour to 2 hour plane ride from places like New York, Boston, and Chicago. There is a small airport in Hamilton. Most people would probably use the airport in Pearson, but I know I fly, before the pandemic, I flew quite a bit. And I probably went to New York, I went to Chicago quite a few times, and I go to the East Coast. You can usually get everywhere within an hour or two. Actually, also, I know Anita mentioned the grocery stores, and a big thing with Hamilton that our students always rank really highly as something they love is a grocery store called Nations, about 10 minutes away from campus. It's the largest international grocery store in the area. It's massive. I actually shop there all the time, and a lot of our international students go there once a week because they can find the foods they would find at home. So it's a really great option for students. If you're missing home, if you're missing certain foods, you'll be able to find it all at Nations, which is a nice thing so you don't get quite as homesick. Why come to McMaster? So our main campus is in Hamilton. It's about a 15-minute drive to the downtown, but it's completely self-contained. So once you're on the McMaster campus, you don't have to leave for any classes. All of our residents are on the main campus. All of the food options are on the main campus. So it's completely self-contained and safe. Completely pedestrian friendly. There are some roads through the campus, but it's mostly walkable. So you can usually get from one end of the campus to another in maybe 10-minute walk. So if you have a class that ends at 10 o'clock and you have another one that starts at 10 after, you can always make it on time. You do also make your own schedule. So if you need more time in between classes or you want to get it all done at once, you'll have control over that. But it is a very small, walkable campus. It's safe at night. It's patrolled by its own security force. So there's McMaster security is always on campus. If you ever have a problem, they can help you with that. But it's a very safe campus. It's very close to downtown, but it's also a bus ride away from Toronto and all the other major cities. So I know from McMaster, our students go to visit friends at other universities pretty much every weekend before the pandemic. So if you have friends at another Ontario university, you can usually reach them by about an hour or 2 hours on a bus that leaves directly in campus. McMaster students have access to around 300 student clubs that are McMaster based. So whatever your interest is, you're going to be able to find one of those clubs. And if you can't find a club that suits your interest, we can help you set one up. So each year there's a few new clubs that come up. So if someone has a very niche interest that we don't yet have a club for, we'll help you create that. I work specifically with our business school, and our business school has an additional about 20 clubs and committees, and there's new ones coming up every year. So there's clubs based on academics, there's clubs based on special interests, there's clubs based on the environment, sustainability, things like that. And each faculty has their own clubs as well as the McMaster student clubs. So while McMaster Students Union has probably around 300 student clubs. When you include all the faculty clubs, it's probably more like 400 student clubs. So very, very involved students. The campus also has a lot of central supports and faculty support. So we have student wellness, which is available to all students. So there's doctors, there's therapists, there's psychiatrists that are always on staff for you. We also have a pharmacy on campus. So if you go to the doctor and you need a prescription for something, the pharmacy is right on campus. You don't have to go anywhere. We have a dentist and we have obstetricians on, everything's on campus for you, so you don't have to leave. We also have academic advising. So we have academic advisors that are central and then based in each faculty. So if you're in the Faculty of Engineering and you're struggling or you missed a test or you're not sure what to do, we have advisors that are available all the time, every day of the week that can help you. Typically each faculty has at least probably 10 to 30 appointments open every day. So you're always able to get in to see someone usually within a day. If you ever have an emergency, you can contact the faculty and they'll be able to see you right away. So once we are back on campus, you'd be able to meet in person. Right now we're meeting over Zoom webinars or phone calls if you need that. We also have a career and professional development center. So each of our faculties has career and professional development, and then we have central career and professional development. So the reason we each have our own faculty professional development offices is because we want to give you faculty-specific career advice. So if you're in business, you're going to work with a relationship manager who is specifically dedicated to the business students. If you're in health sciences, you're going to work with someone from health sciences. And then we have the central services, so they can help you after graduation, and they can help you look at things maybe outside of the faculty. So that's a really great, every university will have career and professional development, but it's really important to look to see what type of career and professional development you're looking for. So do they offer the right type of coffee chats with professionals? Do they offer the right type of sessions? So it's a really good thing to look into, especially if you're interested in working in Canada after you graduate. We also have student accessibility. So if you need a kind of accommodation on if you need an accommodation on a test, if you need extra time for something, if you have an illness that might mean you need a dark room to write a test or something like that, student accessibility will help you. So if you work with student accessibility, they'll put it on your file. Your instructor will know that you have an accommodation, but they'll never know what it is or why. They just know that you have it. So you don't have to explain it to anyone. It's done once you have that on your account. It's taken care of, and we'll make sure that you have that accommodation throughout your 4 years. We also have our Student Success Center. So it's a central-based support center. We have different sessions on things like how to stop procrastinating, writing skills, how to do better on multiple choice quizzes, because a lot of students struggle with that. So we have a lot of different supports through there. And through the Student Success Center, we also have our International Student Services office. So we have people in that office that are dedicated to helping students find visas, helping with the visa application prior to applying and after applying. So there's a lot of supports there for international students. We also have student mentors. So we have mentors within Student Success Center and within our faculties. So our faculties have different first year orientation programs. So students can sign up and be paired with an upper year student. And then that way, if you're not sure where something is or what the right class to take is, they're able to help you with that. They don't provide academic support, but they will give their experiences. So if you're looking for an elective and you want something that's interesting, and you can always ask your student mentor and they can let you know what they've taken, what their friends have taken, and they can also let you know what's a great way to get involved on campus. If you're feeling lonely, they're there to talk. So if it's a Saturday night and you don't have any classes and you're not sure what to do, you can call them up and they can just talk to you, or you can go out with them just so you can get just some company. So they're a really great resource. It is optional though, but if you want to do it, it's always an option. Then we have orientations for international students. So our students come for Welcome Week at the beginning of September. Our international students have the option to come earlier in a program called Ignite. So I've worked with our Ignite students for the last few years. They come, it's a few days to a week earlier, so they get into residence earlier, they're able to get situated earlier. We have representatives that will help you go to the bank, and they can help you open a Canadian bank account. They take you around Hamilton so you can see different things that might be interesting, including the grocery stores, like Nation, so you know where to get things, and they help you get used to the city. They also do different faculty-specific events, so if you're looking for some more information on your faculty as an international student, they'll host those events. So it's a really great way to come to Canada, come a few days earlier, and then get comfortable before Welcome Week starts. It's completely optional. We always encourage students to do Ignite if they're interested, because it's also a great way to meet other international students. The last few years that I've worked with it, I actually have noticed a very big growth in students from India. Obviously this year we didn't have it, but last year The group that I worked with the students from the Faculty of Business, and out of the group of maybe 30 students, about 10 of them were from India. So I think you'll find a lot of people, a lot of other students that are like you in that program. Another reason why we always want to encourage students to come to McMaster is because it's a top 100 university. So McMaster ranks really highly on the worldwide rankings, and it's usually one of only a few in Canada that are on the list. So our most recent ones are the Times Higher Education University rankings. We're number 69 in the world, and we're number 4 in Canada. For the Times Higher Education University Impact rankings, we're number 7 in the world and number 1 in Canada. Our impact looks a lot at our research. So we have a very research-intensive university. We have a lot of programs that focus heavily on research, which is why we have a piece of Einstein's brain on campus. So our impact is something that we've consistently been working on. We've consistently been focusing more on research and innovation. We develop a lot of different pharmaceuticals on campus, so it has become a very research-intensive university, which obviously relates to our impact. And then the Times Higher Education Global University Employability Rankings, we're ranked 78 in the world and number 5 in Canada. And then finally on the Shanghai University ranking, we're 98 in the world and 4 in Canada. So there's some other lists that we've been in the top 100, top 150, but these are some of the ones we highlight because we've been doing obviously well on these in the last few years. So I just included very briefly our level 1 programs. I included a few links at the end that will take you to more information on each of these programs. We have a view book for international students, and it has the requirements for these programs. It has a little bit more information on each of them. So I'm not sure if the slideshows are being shared, but I can always send something as well after. So this is just a sample of our first year courses. A lot of the things you would go into, you would specialize after your second year. So if you go into something like humanities, after your first year, you can pick a major like history or gender studies, anything like that. If you go into social sciences, you can focus in psychology or something like that. Then something like engineering, you would decide after your first year what area of engineering you're interested in. After you go into science, you can decide what area of science you're interested in. So these are all the direct entry programs, but within those, there's quite a few more programs. So I always encourage you, like if you're interested in something in humanities, look at all the programs, but you don't have to decide now. So a lot of the programs at McMaster, other than our more specialized ones, you're able to go into your first year and then figure out what you want to do. So we don't need you to decide exactly what you want to do at 17, 18. You're allowed to figure it out as you go. So I specifically work with the DeGroote School of Business, and I work with students across the university, but my area of focus is the DeGroote School of Business. So we have 2 honors Bachelors of Commerce programs. We have Business 1 and Integrated Business and Humanities. And this is the picture of campus, and the picture on the right is a picture of our Welcome Week reps. So we have a lot of really engaged students that want to talk to you and they want to help you. So at the end of this, I've also included a contact for our students, and you can reach out to them at any time. So if you're not comfortable talking to me, if you prefer to talk to someone closer to your own age, closer to your own experiences, I encourage you to reach out to any of them because they would love to talk to you. So our DeGroote School of Business, our students are representative of all of McMaster as well. So it's a very strong community at McMaster and at DeGroote. Our students are very collaborative. So it's a work together, win together. It's not very cutthroat. It's very much you work on your case competitions together, you work in your classes together, and then you win together. I was showing a student around and she was surprised at people opening the doors for her and people helping her, and a stranger in a parking lot showed her around the entire campus in 10 minutes. So we have a very, very strong student community. It's very much a DeGroote or McMaster family. And then we also have a lot of experiential opportunities. So we have an internship at DeGroote. We also have a global exchange. About 1 in 7 of our students go on the international exchange. We have 75 partner schools around the world. So we always encourage students from all programs on McMaster to go on exchange. You would go in your 3rd year and you can go for 1 term or 2, but we really encourage you to take that opportunity and go study whatever your program is somewhere else in the world. So the only stipulation for exchange is that you can't go to your home country because we want you to experience something new. So you're able to go with a friend, you're able to go on your own, and then we help you with all of the enrollment in your courses. We also have a lot of case competitions in and out of the classroom. In the past, DeGroote hasn't been known as much for its cases, but we've updated our curriculum, so it's more and more within the classrooms and definitely outside of the classrooms with our clubs. So we have a lot of DeGroote clubs and committees, and of those DeGroote clubs and committees, quite a few of them are case-based. So we have clubs like JDCC, Mars Apprentice, Canada's Next Top Ad, Elite Seat, and these are case competition-based clubs. So it gives you that experience outside of the classroom, and we always really encourage our students to get involved in these clubs and committees. It's really important to get out and get involved. And it's really important to have that on a resume. So when you're applying to jobs, when you're applying to internships, it's really important for people to see the co-curricular work you've done. Another thing about DeGroote and about all of our faculties is we're constantly making sure that we're up to date with what's going on and what you need to know to be successful in a career. So DeGroote has just launched a new curriculum. Our Business One curriculum updated just this September. So we have new courses that we've introduced. We've moved things around. Previously, you wouldn't get into as many commerce courses until your second year. Now your first year is, instead of 4 commerce courses, you have 6. So it's a completely new curriculum. We've also introduced GROW courses. Each year you would take a course called GROW, and it helps you look at professional development, personal development, and any skills you might need. So if we find that first year students need more Excel skills, you'll have Excel-based learning. If we find that second year students need to know how to partner with the community, you'll have more focus on partnering with the community. So each of the GROW courses is designed for that level. And within each of those GROW courses, we'll have large case-based competitions. So in the first year, it's called the 24-hour case. You get into a group and you have 24 hours to work on and present your case. And then the second day, we have lemonade day. So you get into a group and you have 1 day basically to sell lemonade. So you get into your group and you make a marketing plan and you have X amount of money, and then you have to present that at the end. We also have a lot of partnerships through these organizations with local and global organizations. So we've worked with local community partners, so not-for-profit, small businesses. We work with a lot of larger businesses. And then we have different partnerships with global organizations for some of our co-curricular activities and some of our coursework. And then we're also AAIC accredited, which is an accreditation for business schools. And there's only about 5% of business schools that have that accreditation. So just briefly, I'll go into Business One. It's a really flexible program with a new curriculum. Your first 2 years are general. So like a lot of our programs at McMaster, you don't have to know exactly what you want to do when you start. So you don't need to know if you want to do accounting, finance, marketing. You can decide once you get here. So your first 2 years are general. Then in your third and fourth year, you pick an area of focus in one of those areas, or you can stay general. We have an option to go on exchange, an option to go on internship. And then throughout all of these courses, in your third and fourth year, when you're starting to pick your area of focus, that's when you're doing the smaller courses and more case-based learning. So in your first and second year, you'll have larger courses. We accept about 800 students per year into Business One. So in your first year, you might have a class of 300 people, but by your final year, you're only going to have about 25 people in your class. And then our newer program, it's called Integrated Business and Humanities. It's a smaller niche program. So we're in the 4th year of it now, our fifth year we're recruiting for now. We only accept 60 students per year into this program. IBH is the first program of its kind in Canada, so it completely integrates business with humanities. And the reason we did this is actually going back to the Huron presentation, that RBC job report. You need to have those soft skills. You need to have those real life skills to succeed in business now. So this program was created to do that. We want to teach you those soft skills. We want to teach you critical thinking. And we designed this program to do that. And the RBC job report has actually listed the IBH program as one of the new programs to watch. The program combines a lot of your personal and social impact through co-curricular work. So in your second year, you work with an organization in Africa. Everything's done over Zoom and Skype, and you work with that organization to solve one of their problems. That's a credit course. It's just a pass or fail, but you work with these organizations throughout the full year to help them solve some of their problems. So I believe this year they're looking at a water crisis. I'm not sure what next year will be, but each year they're going to work on a new issue. There's also, the business courses are integrated with humanities. So if you're taking accounting, you're actually integrating that with an inquiry course. So you're not just doing accounting with a spreadsheet, you're also learning how you would question that. So how would you question that if you were an employee, a CEO, or a board director? The program pillars are leadership, community engagement, and entrepreneurship. This program has a strong focus on leadership. A lot of McMaster programs focus on leadership now because you need to learn how to be a leader, even if you don't want to be a director or an owner of a company. And you need to have an entrepreneurial mindset, even if you don't want to be an entrepreneur. So it's important to understand these things. This program specifically focuses on them. So you have a very strong leadership path. You have a very strong path through community engagement and with our partners throughout the year. And by the end of the 4 years, you will understand the basics of entrepreneurship. It's pretty much all case-based learning in third and fourth year. We work with community partners in all of those courses. So you're working with small businesses and you're solving different problems for them. So I know in one of the third year courses, each group is paired with a local business and you have to solve their marketing issue. So you have to go through what they've done so far and you have to provide them a solution by the end of your 4 months. Like Business One, the first 2 years are more general, and then you can select an area of focus in your third and fourth year. And like Business One, you can go on exchange and you can go on internship. So just briefly, I'll touch on our internship program. All of our programs at McMaster have some kind of internship or co-op. Some of the co-ops or internships are shorter terms, some of them are longer terms. Depending on the program, some of them are optional, some of them are required. For Recruit, our internship is optional. You would go after your third year and it's 12 to 16 months. So we make it a full year because we want you to go into a company and focus entirely on that role and really understand what you're doing. So if you go into a role in accounting, you are doing accounting for a full year and you get to see the full life cycle. The internship is paid. The average salary is $42,000 Canadian for the year, and the minimum GPA to apply for the internship would be 70%. You get support from our Recruit Career and Professional Development team. We work with a few hundred companies. A sample of the companies we partnered with are KPMG, Wells Fargo, all of the major car companies, Pepsi, Deloitte, and there's quite a few others. So if you wanted to go home to do your internship, you do have that option. You just have to work with our office. There are some international internships available. The majority of them are located in the Hamilton, Toronto area, so within an hour or 2 hours of the university. But you pick your location, you pick your internship, we won't put you into one. It's like this for all of our programs. You would have support from the career offices, but you would get to choose where you go. I included a few helpful links and resources for you. So if this isn't sent out after, feel free to email me and I can send these to you. So I included our view book, our International Future Students website, our international campus tour. So if you want to sign up for a tour, you're able to sign up, pick your area of focus that you're interested in, and we can tour you around the campus. We have students that'll be live. It's not quite the same as the real thing, but hopefully you can still see everything. And then we have some more information on our residents. So all first-year students are able to live in residence. After that, most of our students do live off campus, but they're all within a 10 to 15-minute walk of campus. And then we have more information on international student services. So our International Student Services office will help you apply for visas if you need the help. They can help you with that process. That is the office as well that would organize how you get to campus once you land in Canada. So we also have that service where we'll pick you up from the airport. Most of you would fly into Toronto Pearson. We'd pick you up, we'd bring you to campus, and then that way you don't have to figure it out, because it would be probably fairly intimidating to land in a new country without any support. So when you land, you'll see a booth, you'll see a bunch of probably like bright orange or bright green shirts that say McMaster, and they'll help make sure you get to where you need to go. And then I also just included our link for a month at Mac again. So the best way to find out about all of our programs is really to talk to students and to talk to faculty. And this is a good way where everyone's in one place. You can talk to people just through chats, or you can have video chats with them. So when you log on, you'll see each university, you can see people from the university. Even if it's not available at the time, a time that works for your time zone, you can still send an email and you can get an email chat going back and forth. So I definitely encourage you to check that out if you're interested in any of our programs. And I just included my email as well. So it's doidgev@McMaster. And then I included our student ambassador email. So we have, most of our programs have student ambassadors. I work with our commerce program, and we have 154 student ambassadors that would love to talk to you. So we do have some international student ambassadors. It might be helpful to talk to them to hear what their experience was like with coming to Canada. So feel free to email them at any time. If you prefer to email them, I won't be offended. I'd love for you to talk to some students and get a better sense of what it's like to study McMaster and study in Canada. So let me know if you have any questions, and please feel free to email me anytime. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Victoria. Thank you for all the information. I'm going to quickly hand over to Yamini because we are overrunning our time. So Yamini, you have the floor for your presentation before we take the question answers from the students.
Sure. You guys can see my presentation. Is it visible?
Yeah, yes, we can see that.
Perfect.
Yeah, awesome.
Perfect. Okay, so I'll quickly do, because we do have less time. Okay, so welcome everybody, and thank you for this opportunity to, just do well and to well aware of the university. So I am Yamini. I am from University of Guelph, and I have been working with university since a year now. But yes, I have the international education experience since 7 years till yet. So okay, I'll quickly go to the next screen. So where is UFG? Basically, University of Guelph is located in Ontario. It is in the city Guelph. This is the map you can see over here. Okay, so this is the small city of Guelph. The population is close to 2 lakh people over there. It is rated one of the 10 best places to live in Canada for new Canadians, as per Money Sense 2016. Unemployment rate among it is the lowest in Canada. Reason behind the population is less, the competition is less. So yes, the job opportunities are really very high. We do have almost every activity over there, like hiking trails, rock climbing, countless parks, and everything, almost everything. So it is a 1 hour drive from
Amni,
Toronto.
you're breaking.
Um, okay. Am I audible
There is a
now?
lag.
Am I audible now?
Victoria, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is it audible?
I
Am
can hear
I
you.
audible? Okay. Anita, can you hear me? Anita?
It looks like she may have frozen. I can hear you.
Yeah. She's frozen, I believe. Right. So I'll
Yes, Rosa,
quickly
you can continue.
go for the next one. Okay, I guess she is frozen. Right. Okay, so it is 1 hour drive from Toronto, right? So I would say the nearest airport is Pearson International Airport, which is located in Toronto. And yes, it is 1 hour drive from Toronto, the city of Guelph, right? Student ID is your student, it is your city transit pass. So if I would say, if you want to walk around city, if you want to roam around city, your student ID is your transit pass. You don't have to pay money or you don't have to buy the tickets and everything. You can just show your student ID and move forward. Okay, so what sets UFG apart? So I would say that right now we have the total enrollment close to 25,000 undergrad students I'm talking about. And okay, I cannot see my screen. Okay, so yes, we have now this is the last figure. So we have now close to 2,000 international students enrolled from more than 100 countries. We are top 18 in Canada and top 300 in the world. But yes, if I talk about the flagship course Forte, so it is number 1 in Canada and 14 in the world for agriculture sciences. UFG was known as an agriculture school prior to the university's name actually. So yes, it is the number 1 university and 14th in the world for agriculture sciences. OVC ranks number 1 in Canada and 7th in the world. Oh, why am I screen like this? Okay, so it is amongst the top 4 Canadian comprehensive universities. 91.2% of first year students return from their second year. If I talk about the transfer student courses, the transfer students who transfer themselves after the first year of study or something like that. So yes, it is a data that we are getting close to 92% of first year students return from their second year. So 90% of our students are employed 6 months after graduation. So yes, it is more than 90% that students are getting employed after graduation. Over 200 clubs and organizations, 78 exchange programs in 30+ countries. So we do have the abroad exchange programs. It is absolutely dependent on the student whether he wants to offer the abroad studies or not. He can definitely go into second or third year to abroad and study there for 1 year as you know, while during the course. So he will get the degree from the university, from the other university in which he is going for 1 year, and besides the degree from University of Guelph. So we offer degree programs in 5 major areas. Basically, I am the in-country representative, but yes, mainly for UG. So I am talking about the UG programs here. So we do have arts, we do have computing, we do have business, we do have science, and we do have engineering as well. So almost every course is covered which UG, which 12 pass students demand to study abroad or to study in Canada. So we have almost covered everything over here. So in Bachelor of Arts, as you can see, I won't explain every major over here because it will take a lot of time. But yes, you can see the highlights like anthropology, economics, English, French studies, geography, history, political science, psychology, sociology. So almost everything is covered. Every major and every minor is covered over here in Bachelor of Arts course. You can see the asterisks here in some of the courses. So this is the courses which offer co-op studies. I guess all of you are familiar with the co-op studies, which are basically the paid internships you can do while while studying your undergrad. So I'll talk about Bachelor of Science course. We do have animal biology, biochemistry, biological sciences, biomedical toxicology, chemical physics, physics, microbiology, marine and freshwater biology. So almost everything is again covered here, I would say. And again, the asterisk mark leads to the co-op option. Bachelor of Commerce, so we do have accounting, marketing, management, economics and finance, hospitality, tourism management, public management, and undeclared. So this undeclared is mentioned over here, but yes, undeclared program is one which our university exclusively offers to all the students who are studying in the university. Undeclared is, suppose if a student is 12th pass and many of the students are not sure of their courses, like which major or which minor to choose. So this is the best thing a student can opt for. He will go through almost every major in the first year by choosing this undeclared program, and then can choose a specialization from the second year. So this is a very good part in the University of Guelph, which university offers in every course. Like it is offered in arts, it is offered in engineering, it is offered in science and commerce as well. So if a student is unsure of its majors or anything, he can go for the undeclared course. Like he has to apply for Bachelor of Commerce undeclared. So there he will be study every major, and then he can choose from the second year which major he has that he has prioritized. So in Bachelor of Computing, we do have computer science and software engineering. In engineering, we do have biological engineering, biomedical, computer, mechanical engineering, undeclared again there is environmental engineering and engineering systems and computing. So we do have 80 plus majors in 12 degree programs. We do have applied sciences, we do have arts, we do have bioresource management, commerce, computing, engineering, landscape architecture, science and agriculture, veterinary medicine definitely. So it is a doctorate degree for which you have to undergo for the 2 year of bachelor's, and then you can apply for the veterinary medicine. And we do have associate diplomas, which are not very popular in India. Okay. So we do have minors. These are the listed minors: agriculture, anthropology, which I've already shared with you all. So next is other degree programs. These are applied sciences, arts and sciences, bioresource management, computing, landscape architecture, science in agriculture. This I guess already have been covered. So this is the cooperative education, which I was talking about, the co-op option in Canada. This almost every university and the colleges offer. Yes, you can earn up to a maximum of 10,400 Canadian dollars in one semester. That will be definitely a paid internship from the university side. If you want to apply for a co-op, you have to apply on a very first hand. Like if you're doing the application to the university, you have to apply that yes, you're going for Bachelor of Computing co-op. So that's how you will get the co-op option. And at the time of co-op, you have to prepare your resume. You have to file an application. You have to prepare the documentation, and then you can go for the co-op, the internship progress. So we do have over 3,000 co-op students now in the university. Co-op is available in 35 major, which includes arts, applied sciences, commerce, computing, engineering, science, and environmental sciences. I guess this is repeated. Okay, so these are basically the partnered companies which offer which you can definitely go ahead with the co-op option. So Royal Bank, Marriott, Maple Leaf, Microsoft, Scotia Bank, Amazon, Sick Kids, or RBC. You can definitely go under these companies and experience. So this is some sort of a co-op plan itself. Like if you're going for the fall semester, so for the first year, the fall would be academics, the winter would be academics, and the summer would be off. In the year second, you will get again academics, and summer would be work. This is your co-op if you have opted for co-op option. So from the second year, you will start with the co-op terms. You will get the internship as per the terms over there, right? So this is for, like, I have listed only few of the courses with the co-op plans. So these are the few ones. Okay, so I wouldn't go in detail in this because definitely these are something I can share it with Anita, and she can circulate. So this is again the detailed majors and minors and prerequisites of every particular course. I would say in short that if you're going for any of the courses in the university, maths and English are the most are the mandatory prerequisites, except for Bachelor of Arts. But yes, if you are opting economics or psychology in Bachelor of Arts, again maths is a requirement. So if a student comes to you, if any of the student who is looking for Bachelor of Computers or Bachelor of Science or Engineering, but he or she didn't have the maths in 12th, so he or she can opt for the maths online course, which is available on the website of the university, which I can definitely guide you later on, or he or she can undergo with the SAT subject test. So SAT general is a test and SAT subject is a test. So there you can opt for the math course and fulfill your prerequisites. So, okay. So admission requirement. I guess I have to get it going.
So on the math, I'll cut in over here. The maths requirement. I was in fact talking to Victoria about this also a couple of weeks back. Remember, Victoria? I said a lot of people actually come into me and they've dropped math after grade 10. So there is an option where the students can actually go on to OVS, it's Ontario Virtual School, and they can do their program online. I currently have a student who's doing that, and he's going to have transfer the next year because he can just do his credits online. That's an excellent option that can be taken for students who have dropped math.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We have a lot of students from India who don't have the requirement to get into our business program, so they just do the math courses online. You can usually do them pretty quickly because you do it at your own pace. So you're able to go on, there's quite a few websites now that you can do the credits online. So there's some private schools and then more public school options, but we can always send you those options as well. So we have, I think I've been talking to at least 10 students from India right now who are currently taking one of the math courses online.
Correct. Sorry, Yamini. It's just that this is a very big thing for me. So I just wanted to cut in there because I had so many students who come into me and they've dropped math of the 10th standard. And math is such an important subject now for anything that you take up.
Right.
You know? Right. So I remember there was a student who wanted to get into, masters. She wanted to do bachelor's of bio in one of these universities in Canada, and math was a prerequisite even for that. And she was a 96% student, but I had, to ask her to, take a drop and, do a MHO4U online before she could actually go and register with UFT. So, for all the students out there who don't have math, MHO4U on OVS is something that you can actually do.
Absolutely, absolutely, they can, or they can undergo with the SAT subject test. That is up to them. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Sorry, Yamini, please.
No worries, no worries. So let's come to admission requirements. So if I talk about IB, I won't go to the whole written part over here, but yes, 28 minimum score is required if you are from the IB curriculum from 12, right? So math studies and standard level, definitely maths is the major prerequisite for any of the courses except Bachelor of Arts, but excluding psychology and economics. So, okay. So if I talk about GCE, IGCSE, this is not very, I wouldn't say like many of the students opted for this, but yes, somewhere to A level passes, and this is the requirement for IGCSE. And next is the most important, CBSE. So yes, we find almost every student pass from CBSE in India. So 80% is the minimum requirement to get into the university. If you're opting for, say, arts or business courses, 80% is a requirement. And if you're going for, science or engineering courses or computing, the recommendation would be between 82 to 85% to get into the university. Okay, so this is the English proficiency requirement. IELTS is again 6.5 with no band lesson text in each section. TOEFL is 89. PTE is 60, and right now, due to COVID, definitely Duolingo is again announced. Duolingo was announced. So in Duolingo, 110 score is required to get into the university. But still, I am not sure, because as per visa, they don't accept Duolingo. As per me, I'm not sure that about that. So if a student is taking Duolingo, that is for the admission process from the university. But yes, if he will be going to the visa process and everything, again, as it's again the mandatory part. And if you're going with the fast track process of visa, so IELTS is the only requirement in English proficiency. So I always appreciate student to take IELTS anyhow, regardless of the waivers in the university, or regardless of the any other easiest way to score English proficiency. So it is better to take IELTS, which is acceptable worldwide or with everything. So okay, so scholarships, we do have merit-based visa student scholarship, and that starts from 2,500 Canadian dollars to 8,500 Canadian dollars for the first year. So if a student, suppose if the student, if the prerequisite is 80%, if a student has applied for Bachelor of Arts and the student has scored more than 82 and close to 85 or 90, it depends how the student scores, and the scholarship amount will be based on the scores he is getting in 12th. So it starts from 2,500 and ends on 8,500. Suppose a student has scored more than 92 or 95%, he will get the maximum one, which is 8,500 Canadian dollars for the first year. So we do have renewable amounts as well. So we have announced this for fall 2020 itself, and that will continue for fall 2021. So if a student needs the renewable amount of scholarship for the next consecutive years, so that is 4,000 Canadian dollars. So this is how student can save 12,000 Canadian dollars for the rest of the years during the course. And yes, the prerequisite is only to sustain that particular percentage, which is 80% in the first year. Suppose a student got 8,500 Canadian dollar scholarship for the first year and he's got 85%, he will be given the renewable amount of 4,000 Canadian dollars for the next year, and he will sustain that percentage. He will get again the same amount. So this is a very good thing, and this is a very cost-cutting process. If a student is financially whatever, like student has faced, your parents are facing some financial crisis, so they can definitely try for this thing. Okay, so we do have another scholarship as well, which is need-based scholarship. So this is something a student has to apply. Student has to, just make sure that university should convince that why they need this particular scholarship. So this is something like an extra application. Once student arrives on the campus, or once the student registers in the university, then only student can apply for the need-based scholarship, and he has to prepare an SOP. He has to give all the financial documents, financial support documents of his parents, so that he can justify that yes, he is absolutely in need of this particular scholarship. And yes, university announcing of the most the biggest scholarship from the past years. So university is yet to announce that. So I will get back to you on this, which will definitely be applicable for fall 2021 students, and that scholarship will be more than 20,000 Canadian dollars. So that is the biggest announcement which university will make shortly, and I will make shortly to my Indian people. So, okay. So estimated cost, I would say tuition fee starts from 25,000, 26,000 Canadian dollars and reach up to 32 or 33 Canadian dollars. It is quite an economical university as compared to the province it is situated. So yes, Guelph is quite economical as compared to other university. So these are the listed fees. But yes, at the time of acceptance of offer, at the time of registering for it, tuition fee, health insurance, and compulsory fee are the important parts. Rest of the things, definitely, it can be managed after registrations and everything. So estimated cost for 1 year would be 42,000, which includes all the things, residency, full meal plans. I'm sure Anita is well aware of the meal plans. So we do have awesome meals over there in the university campus. We do have even 5 meal plans according to every student who is, living there
Athletic
on the campus.
students.
So this is
Right.
exactly. So this is something, the best part of the university. Student can opt for any of the meal plan according to his or her diet. He want the lighter one, the heavier one, or the moderate one. So this is something, the most amazing part of the university, I would say. Okay, so potential griffins from Indian boards. So this is something like, the process, if I would say. So unofficial 10th and 12th standard predicted or projected may be scanned and sent it to me. So this is my email ID. So what applications are like, how the applications are done is, like, applications are being sent to me. All the applications are with me. I have to pre-assess the application and then I have to forward it to the university. If I don't find it fit for the university, I can, give it back, return it back to the agent or the student that yes, you are not appropriate for the university's profile. So this is something I always recommend to my student, to my all agents in schools, that yes, if you are in doubt of any of the application, if a student has scored 79.9 or 79 or 80%, and you're in doubt that the profile is not very strong, but yes, still university may accept, so you can send me the rough application for the pre-assessment. I can check it out and I can finalize, and then you can go ahead with the official application. Though official application can send to admissions team, but it is always recommended that the official applications will be gone through me. So that is the best part, because I have to verify all the documents and then I have to forward it to the university. So you guys can note my email ID over there as well. So this, okay, sorry. So india@uofgulf.ca is my email ID. So okay, let's go with the. So this is the assistance which university provides. Like, you will travel to Guelph, you will get the temporary accommodation, or you can pre-book your accommodation as well. So what you have to do is you have to apply for your residency in the month of May. Once you apply and once you get the offer letter, you can apply for the residency. You have to pay 780 Canadian dollars for your residency as a security deposit, and you can pre-book your residence so that you don't have to hop over there for the accommodations off campus or on campus. I would say on-campus I always recommend my students to go for on-campus accommodation for at least for the first year, because students are really very young after they pass out from 12th, and it is always recommended that students should go to the live experience, and students should socialize themselves while studying there. So it is always recommended for the safety purpose, for their future purpose, that they should live on campus. Though on-campus accommodation is slightly expensive than off-campus, but yes, after first semester or after 1 year, students can hop up to the another accommodation wherever they want. So orientation is there. We always recommend that students should arrive prior a week, even prior a week before the orientation week begins. So that is a good thing, because students will settle down. Student will go for a university tour, city tour, or he wants to travel anywhere else in Canada, or he wants to travel to their they want to see to their relatives or anything. So we always recommend to just arrive a week prior to the orientation program. If a student is accompanied with his or her family or parent, again, the parent and family orientation is always there in the university. Even parents and family are included in the university tour as well, so that they should know that, student is studying where and exactly where and in which surroundings. So it is a very good thing in the university. University health insurance plan is there, personal counseling session is there, social and cultural adjustment to life in Canada definitely is there. Orientation week, over 500 activities campus-wide designed to help you feel at home. So orientation week is for a week or 4 to 5 days for a week, and that will help you building the social network, just adapt to the surroundings, adapt to the environment, meeting difficulties, meeting the people over there. So this is a very good part. Student transition office, if you want to go for your, if you want to help you leverage your skills or strengths to be successful at university, you can always go to the student transition office, which they can help you with the personality development. So living on campus, it is very easy. We have Wi-Fi in every room. You can go for the residence learning community. As I said earlier, that you are guaranteed a spot in residence if you pay your residence deposit by June 3rd, 2021. So the deposit is 780 Canadian dollars. Dining on campus, I have already told you about, like food available 7 days per week, 7:30 a.m. to midnight. 5 meal plan sizes are there to meet your needs. 20 dining facilities, 13 coffee houses. It serves the best campus food in the country, as we are always saying since the webinar started. So again, this is the best thing. Okay, so what can you do as a student? We do have, vast number of sports over there, intramural, varsity, depending on the student. If a student is extrovert or he wants to represent his or her university, he can always go for the outdoor, games and play as he is representing the university. Cultural programs are there, performing arts are there, student media is there. So almost everything is available on the campus, for which you don't need to hop out, just take your mood off from studies or anything. Everything is available on the campus. So these are the study abroad programs in over these particular countries: Argentina, Australia, Austria, Brazil, China. So I guess these countries are covered for study abroad programs. So this totally depends on the student. If students wants to apply for exchange program, they can always go for the abroad exchange programs over there. So how to become a griffin? So basically, to quote, like a student is not called as a student in the university, he or she called as a griffin, because this is the mascot of the university. This is like half animal or something. I also don't know, as I've seen, but yes, but this is a mascot of the university. So every student in Guelph University is known as a griffin over there. So online application is there. You can directly apply to, after going to the UFG website, you can go to the OUAC application and you can apply over there on that portal, or definitely there is a common app, or you can send me the application and I can pre-assess and send it to the university for offer letters. So these are the three basic, ways to apply to the university's application. Okay, so the last slide from my side. These are the India contact details. So I'm the in-country representative. Contact number is here. Email ID is there. So you can anytime contact me over WhatsApp. This is my phone number and the WhatsApp number both. Email ID is there. So you can definitely email me anytime for anything you want to ask. Okay, so my part is over.